This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
I don't know. Why would they sit there and watch us talk into microphones and look at each other and look at your faces that you give me sometimes?
And co-host Marnie Winfield.
In situations like that, if you take the time to weigh the pros and cons of your involvement in something, I think this is across the board with a lot of things in life. You know, does it make sense for me in my world?
It is the 28th of May, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marnie Winfield.
Welcome to 217 Recovery Podcast. For today, because we need to do it on Thursday. It wasn't about being lazy or anything. It was about, I didn't feel like it.
Your health has not been the best.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean by I didn't feel like it.
Right.
Yeah, I've been dealing with these stomach issues, and it's all about the gallbladder, man, and the gallstones. And back in 2015, it was probably, 7 months after my little stint in the hospital. And I had this pain. I went in. They're like, I had three doctors tell me different things. One said it was my liver and he wanted to go down my throat to look at it. And I said, I have a liver doctor. Thanks. Don't need that. The other doctor said, we need to remove your gallbladder. You got gallstones. And the other doctor said, well, yeah, everybody has gallstones, man. It's just if they start blocking things, that's when it's a problem. But you just have acute pancreatitis. So just eat turkey sandwiches. Stay away from fatty foods. And I chose that route. But looking back at it, I probably should have just had the gallbladder removed at that time.
All right.
But I wasn't about having surgery. And everybody that I knew who had their gallbladder removed, every time they would eat, they would immediately have to go to the bathroom and poop. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to live that life. I was a little too young for that. I was like, at that time I was 37, just turned 37. And I was like, man, I'm 37. I'm going to live 50 more years, running to the bathroom every time. I mean, right after they eat, they're like, I got to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Like, talking about like accident in your pants, kind of got to go. So I didn't want to do that. So, yeah. I mean, I don't have that problem now. I mean, sometimes it feels like I got to make room, if you know what I'm saying. But like, it's not like that. But no, the gallstones, apparently they had backed up in the common duct, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. But you think, that's pretty common. That stuff would happen there, but it's not, I guess. And the doctors told me that the gallstones actually, if you think about like a gumball machine or something, and the gumball's being backed up and then doop, 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 kind of up into the liver. That's what I was told. So it's not as easy as just going there and getting them out. That's why when I went to Grand Rapids, Michigan, because they had the technology to see them, it wasn't really possible. So I know I've given the Traverse City Hospital here some grief over that. And it's really not their fault. It's not like they didn't take enough of the gallbladder or anything like that. I mean, they took the whole gallbladder out. It's just, it's not as common as I thought it would be. And my doctor the other day, I had an appointment with her on Thursday, and she said, yeah, you're the first person who I've ever encountered that this has happened to.
Well, I mean, the procedure in general, a lot of people have to have it done. So
gallbladder surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's not uncommon. It's the circumstances of what happened because you didn't get yours out.
Yeah.
I think it's
because I'm like so hardcore that, pain for me, I'm just, I'm like pain.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny when Ron, my mom's friend, we just came from there and had a nice dinner with them this evening. And Ron's asking about your pain tolerance. Mm-hmm. And he's like, so I wonder if Marnie has, he says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is your pain? I wonder if your 7 is the same as Marnie's 7. Right.
What do you think?
How can anybody know what anyone else's pain is? I mean, and plus, like, I've never experienced anything like that. Like, the back stuff, I get that. That is intolerable.
Could you imagine
sciatica stuff?
Being told, you have a penis, deal with it. That sucks. Which I had to kind of tell my primary care. I was like, look, this is insane. Like, I'm glad my wife had the surgery, and that I'm glad that you did. But here I'm like, I've been dealing with this forever. Like, can I get some, please? Don't send me back to physical therapy. That doesn't work. We've done that already. I have 2 herniated discs, and I already have an MRI that says that. And then I had another one done, and it's like, back to physical therapy. I'm like, why? And that's when I went penis on him. I was like, just because I have a penis, I have to live with the pain? Why? And my doctor was like, didn't say that. I just was following procedure. Oh. Can you just give me that referral, please? Didn't mean to get all penis on you, but...
You think that women are catered to in the medical world?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you took your example and my example of pretty much the same back pain, yours was dealt with, mine was not. I was made jump through 80,000 hoops. And that was back when I was early recovery, just getting my feet wet in it, and I was struggling. And that sciatica is a monster. It's a pain that's 24/7. It doesn't go away. You could only hope to maybe lay this way to kind of make it not hurt as bad. And I would relapse a lot because I would say there's nothing else that will make me fall asleep.
Yeah.
I just had to drink myself to sleep. And that was a huge excuse for me. Mm-hmm. And I remember, and if you've ever had back surgery, back problems, and you had to go through insurance, you probably know what Marty and I are talking about. It's not fun. It's not easy. And you have to advocate for yourself. And I think that's what you did probably a lot better than I did before. But like I said, I was new into it, new into Medicaid, and I just felt like, I should just take what I'm given and shut up and just be grateful. Mm-hmm. But they sent me physical therapy. Then they gave me an x-ray on my back. And I was like, what's that going to do? And then they're like, I didn't show anything. More physical therapy. And I was like, well, I need an MRI. I'm told I need an MRI to really see what's going on with the nerves and stuff. More physical therapy. And then finally they give me an MRI. And then that comes back. And they're like, you have 2 herniated discs, and pinching the nerve here and there. And I'm like, cool, what can we do about it? More physical therapy. And that's when I gave up. Because that's what the old me did.
Yeah.
F it. I'll just go drink myself to death then. I don't care. And that was my excuse. Well, I got this pain. And anybody who's had the pain knows it is excruciating. So, that was a pretty good excuse for me. And maybe, deep down, maybe I was holding on to that. And I'd heard horror stories of back surgeries before. Right. But mostly of people getting rods and pins inserted. Not just the kind of surgery that you had. Mm-hmm. Not that, that's still a big deal, but I'm just saying having a rod put in your back or something is way different than what you had. And those are the horror stories I was hearing. But maybe deep down, I wanted to have that as a card I could play later. If it pops up again, I can always say drinking's the only thing. Mm. So I tried taking pills and stuff and opiates and do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Drinking. That's it. So I bet you deep down there was something in there with that.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
I'd like to sit here today and be like, because I have a penis. I mean, it's pretty cool. I have one, though. But, I could sit here today and play the whole penis card. But, yeah, looking back at it, if I wanted to be real about it, it's probably I just didn't advocate for myself. And I was deep down somehow wanting to play that card one day.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of talking to a lot of people and I had to go through the motions. I knew I was going to have to. And I had to go to physical therapy, and then I had to ask my physical therapist to write a referral about exactly what was going on and how much effort. I was making 2 appointments a week. So sometimes 3.
But if you'd have heard me 5 minutes ago talking about it, it was just, you hurt your back, and the next day you had surgery.
That's what you made it sound like.
Yeah, and that wasn't the case.
That was not the case at all.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it took a minute. But it was, I'm glad I did it. And I'm still not 100%, but I guess they said it takes a year after the surgery for you actually to figure out what your body can come back, in terms of getting back to your regular self. progress can be made up to a year. So I just had mine in February. So it wasn't all that long ago.
In January, my God, I can't wait for January. But in July, I have an appointment with the back doctor now to finally like get it looked at and see what we can do. So
it's the same back doctor that did mine. So
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
proud and excited about that. And yeah, they did deny me at first because I'm like, hey, I need another MRI because it was like 2017 when I had the last one done. So I'm like, they're going to want to look at it again. So I requested, my doctor put in for it, and insurance denied it. And then I appealed it. I said, well, look, you're going to send me back to physical therapy a bunch of times, and you've already done that. Like, why don't you look at the last MRI I had done, read the report, and tell me what you think's changed. It's gotten worse. It's not getting better. So they were like, yeah, you're right. We'll give you another one. But the old me again, I wouldn't have even appealed it. I would have just been like, oh, all right, back to physical therapy I go. Look at them stupid people. Woe is me. And sometimes, like I just did when I started this podcast, from where I am now on that whole stance, it's like sometimes you have to talk about it instead of just blaming everybody else in your own head. Like, okay, well, what role did I have in it? And what was I really thinking? What was really the motivation? Because I can tell the story to myself in my head over and over, and damn, it's because I have a penis. I just like saying that.
I know. I got that.
I know. I need to grow up. But I'm just saying, like, seriously, start this podcast again and listen to it. And you'd be like, damn, like, Corey just learned something about himself. He actually was talking about it and went through it, and no, he wasn't Mr. Innocent in this, was he? And who is to blame for it? Well, me. It's hard to look in the mirror to blame ourselves. We don't like to do it. It's just a natural thing. We don't like to do it. It's not you're a bad person. It's not like, oh, it's just sometimes it takes talking out loud to other people.
That is so true. That's so true.
I mean, proof and point right here.
Yeah. Like your side of it, and just tell the story. Say it out loud. Say it out loud and listen.
Yeah, and then
you'd be surprised how sometimes you realize you're wrong.
Right.
Or the part you played in it that you're wrong.
I know. I was having a tough week this week too, and I got to change my attitude. It's clear. Like I just was having a tough week, and I'm just always so like, and this, honey, about me is everybody's out to get me.
Yeah.
Everybody hates me. And nobody wants to see me succeed. They're out to get me. And that's not the case at all. But sometimes I just get in that mindset where it's like, and it's like I'm sending off these emails to the DHHS and who's doing this? What's doing this? And I'm like, it's not my job, man. Like it is, but it's not. And I really need to change my attitude.
Yeah, I was having a problem this week. Like, I had so much stuff kind of going on in my work world. It's like I could fall asleep at night easy because I'm exhausted. But then I get up as soon as I open my eyes in the morning, even if it's too early to go to work, I'm like in my brain already working. So I'm thinking to myself, I might as well just get up and go. So that makes me start my day at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And so that makes it that by like 3, I'm ready to go home. And everybody's still calling me like, it's the work day. Marnie, answer these questions. Marnie, what do we do about this? Marnie, let's do this meeting at this time. And I'm like, I've been here since 7 o'clock in the morning. Like I'm clocking out, but I don't clock out. So it's frustrating, but no, it's okay. It's, there's an ebb and flow to, when you're in professions like mine, there's no real clock out time. But, and there are times when I have real chill days, and I'm grateful for that. So, but being productive is good. And if you get anything out of Corey's story from earlier, it's,
what story was that?
No, your back situation.
I thought you were talking about my penis. Yeah, that's what I refer to it as, my penis story.
Okay, that's not what you want to call it at all, but is that when you're in recovery, especially early recovery, it's trying to take care of yourself from things that you ignored from a long time ago is important. and picking up the pieces from things like that, like ignoring, big stuff, big things. I talk about this a lot, but I think it's important to bring up is, like dental stuff and getting your eyes checked and going to the woman doctor and, getting just an overall physical. Like, when are the last times, I think I went a decade without doing probably any of those things. And all because I was too busy drinking or drugging. And like, that is so sad. And so when, you do get clean, it's important to do those things. And another note too, is you're completely right, is you need to advocate for yourself. Mm-hmm. And you're going to come across, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, and it's not across the board, but is when you have a history of abuse of alcohol and drugs, there's potential that might have that might come up in your health history. And so be prepared that sometimes you get those people out there, medical professionals, who are like thinking you're drug seeking. If you're, this firsthand from being hospitalized and, in pain management, and they're like, are you really in pain?
Right.
Are you just looking for more, pain medication? No, but stand up for yourself and follow through with things.
And if you get a denial letter, well, read the back of that letter. It says, here's how you file an appeal. Mm-hmm. And go through the motions. If you're like, no, because I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to just sit back and go through physical therapy again and go through this whole thing again. And look, it's going to waste their money. It will waste it because it's not going to fix it. Mm-hmm. It's not going to make it any better. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, you have it make sense for them to want to go, yeah, let's do this. Let's give this guy this MRI again. And that way he can be on his way to getting whatever surgery he needs to make his life more comfortable. Mm-hmm. Because you have to remind me, and you do, that not everybody's out to, get me. Not everybody's out to get you. I don't know where I picked that up from. And it's a bad trait that I have. It's a defect of character. But I acknowledge it, and I'm working on it. Mm-hmm. I'm aware of the situation. Like I said, I need to change my attitude. I don't need to be Batman. I don't need to I gotta fix this. Well, here's what I can do about it, but I don't need to carry it with me all day, every day, because I don't think I'll live that long, because my stress will get me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just need to smile more.
Smile more, and you need to compliment yourself and pat yourself on the back and give yourself some. No, I was trying to say back. Oh. And give yourself credit for the things that you do, because that's important. Because you'll be like, oh, I didn't do anything today. And then later on, you're talking about all the stuff you did today. And I'm like, how did you not do anything? What?
Well, because I'll start out with, here's what I'm going to do today. And the next thing I know, 2 phone calls later, and my plans and day has changed, and I'm not even doing anything that was on my list. So I feel like at the end of the day, I didn't get anything on my list done, so I didn't do anything, and it's just like...
Yeah, but very few people have... Well, that's not true. I'm sure there are lots that have a very regular kind of routine, but my days don't always go like I expect them to. That's for sure. And there's lots of times where, I have stuff on my list of things, and then I just have to find time for it for tomorrow or the day after that, and ask for help. That's where your problem is too. It's because, a lot of it is circumstantial, because some things you have to do on your own because it's your deal. Like, I couldn't make a video for you. I couldn't do that.
You could.
It wouldn't be. No, I couldn't.
Uh-huh.
No, I really couldn't.
Never mind. We'll just move on. So, I bought this beard growth thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a kit. Uh-huh. Well, it's not like a kit. It is a kit. Uh-huh. It's a beard growth kit. Because I don't like where my cheeks are. It's like a little... You can see them.
Is it a grooming kit?
No, it's a beard grow kit or something.
It's
And
like Rogaine for your face.
no, but maybe. I should try it on my head. No, I'm cool. I don't want hair. Like after you like go with the shave look for a while, hair just pisses me off that I have to shave it every week or two. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't shave it, but I cut it with a number 0. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah. So the beard, it's a beard growth kit because I want a fuller man beard to be a man. Because it's like,
How much fuller do you want it?
I want full right through here, like by my cheeks, like where my dimples are.
No, that's the reason. God did that for a reason.
Hide them dimples. But there's this brush, or it's like a roller, and it's got like these needles in it. And I roll that like across my skin. Mm-hmm. And it was like, you can do it a couple times a week if you can take the pain. Okay. I didn't feel any pain. But I am feeling the zit. Like where I rolled it, like now like these, I guess they're not zits. They're how the hell is that going to give me ingrown hairs?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's just weird. And I think I'm going to give up on it. I've only had it a week. Or no, not even a week, like 3 or 4 days. I'm just like already over it. And all it does is make my beard feel like rough. Like before it was like kind of soft and like you could pet me and be like, aw. Mm-hmm. Now it just feels like rough.
Huh.
Did you feel it last night? You're cuddling in bed? Huh. Well, maybe tonight you can feel it and tell me if it's rough.
Okay.
Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. But yeah, it comes with like this lotion stuff.
It looks nice.
Like a growth thing. Yeah, maybe I'll pat myself on the belly for buying it. That was like $20. So I mean, I don't know how good something can be for $20. Just move on with that one too. Our friend Jewel from downstate, the Recovery Zone Rally. This is the 2nd annual. Mm-hmm. It's happening at the end of June. She sent me her flyer, and I told her it's actually June 10th and 11th, I think. But she sent me her flyer. I told her I'd put it up on the website, but probably by next week I'll have it up.
Cool.
I'll send out some links and stuff. So if you're interested, and that's going to be in Pawpaw, or no, my bad, in Hartford at the Van Buren Fairgrounds. But see, I can't tell if it's in Lawrence or in Hartford, but I guess it's in some road out there. If you're familiar with the area, you know what I'm saying. Like
the only
Hartford.
fairground. It's at a fairground? You said?
Lawrence.
Okay.
Whatever. Same thing. Yeah. The Van Buren Youth Fairgrounds.
Okay.
And they're going to have speakers on that Friday night and kind of camp. You can camp out there. And then that Saturday, they're going to have a breakfast and kind of more speakers. And if you're into camping and bugs and stuff, temperatures will be cool. And last year it was August, was it? Or was it July?
Man, when was it?
I don't know. It was hot.
I think it was
as hell,
August. I think it was August.
It was hot. It was humid. There's bugs everywhere. Then it rained, like stormed. But yeah, so it'll be nice and cool. And yeah, so check it out. Like I said, details will be up on 217recovery.com very soon, but you can check them out. Daily Recovery Zone. If you just Google them or look them up on Facebook. And Facebook has changed, and I'm so confused by it. Because every time I go to pull up my personal profile, it like sends me back to 217 Recoveries, and I'm just like,
Say something about meta business or something.
I don't know. I think I'm done with it.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, personally, I might be done with it. Someone else will have to run it for us. It's done. I'm not talking to you, Casey. Casey's like, oh, great, I'll do it.
Oh, my gosh.
I know he's a go-getter. But no, yeah. It's kind of all I have for the day, you know. Just doing a little bit better today than yesterday.
It's good.
You know, add those babies up. But we can do shout outs.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to shout out to Travis. I'm going to shout out to Gary. And Jeff.
Okay. Shout out to Carrie and Olivia and Marianne and Cynthia and Jessica today.
I'm going to shout out to Loomis.
Okay.
Lumi. Thanks for listening. 217recovery.com for more info. If you don't have the app, you can get it. It's free. It's pretty cool. Daily readings are on there. If you're into AA, feel like the 24 hours a day, daily readings, daily reflections.
Really easy to get to.
Make it simple for you. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday, maybe.
Night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app and support recovery by rating us in the App Store.